Hello and happy birthday, my gorgeous Virgos. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly reading for September. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you these readings every month. This is your general reading for Virgo Sun, Moon and Rising sign. Also, if you have a Venus in Virgo as well, and that'll be your love area too. So we are just going to do a new spread this month. So it's one that I do a lot in general, not in general readings, in personal readings. And if you do want a personal reading with me, just email me, which is lorientarot@gmail.com, or go to the link to my website below, where you can see all the readings that I have available. It's really good to see what's coming through as well towards the last quarter of the year. I'm feeling a lot of change coming through, and also when it comes to you Virgos especially, seems to be a lot of lifting, and I think this must be, well, I attribute it to the solar eclipse that is on the 21st of August. So let's see what comes up. Oh, and I just looked at the camera and it said 111. So that's a little bit of serendipity for you. Let's have a look and see. Okay, what's coming up for Virgo in September 2017? Whoa, well, they want that one first, so let's have a look. Ooh, good. You got the Eight of Wands and the Tower. Okay, and you got the Six of Cups. I'm just going to move my gorgeous little candle out of the way a second, because I didn't realise they were going to be that big. So let's have a look. Okay. Oh, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh. Four of Cups. The Knight of Cups. The Star. Wow. And the Emperor. Interesting. Okay. There may be some stuff coming through here that, yeah, the change is definitely coming. And the Ghost card at the bottom is the Seven of Wands. Alright. I'm just going to see if I can move this around slightly so you can see a little bit more. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So, let's have a look and see what my guides want me to know on this one. Okay, sorry, I had to move it because you guys are my first of the day. So, on the month even. So I just wanted to get the camera angle right so you could see all of it. So, let's have a look. You got, I think I see. Yeah, I see a little bit of illness being overcome here. You know, especially with the one down here. It seems to be maybe you're trying to overcome some kind of illness. You're probably even still a little bit perplexed. Nothing that you seem to try to maybe get yourself forwards, you know, it seems right. Nothing that you try and do is sitting well with you, and maybe you have a little bit of a problem when it comes to anxiety. Some Virgos are absolutely susceptible to anxiety. I know several of my Virgo friends suffer from it, but also others are very much energized and they kind of burst forwards and kind of ignore the anxious voice inside their head. So I think it entirely depends on your perspective here, but I do feel that maybe there's a little bit of illness that you're overcoming from August, and going into September, I feel you're gonna have, with the wonderful Ace of Wands here, a new kind of perspective on how you can challenge yourself and how you can actually get over that particular illness that may still be plaguing you in some way. It's almost as though just by resting and just by waiting for answers to come to you, this is something that explodes almost. This is something that you kind of really enjoy within yourself. This is you looking up in wonder at all the expression, all the little bits of life that you do like coming to fruition here. It's almost as though it's kind of shaking you up a bit. Life's shaking you like a pop bottle, and now this is you bursting out. This is you maybe getting to the end of your tether with a few people, that I can understand. Maybe having to speak out against things that you don't agree with, because I think that Virgos are quite vocal anyway when they don't agree with something. But I feel this is a bit of power. This is something that's almost like an inspiration hitting you. Oh, I know what to do to get my health back here. Oh, I know what to do to get my relationship back. Sometimes this could be telling a very harsh truth to somebody, but I do see that you'll have some joy when you look at, in particular, how to put it, the things that make you happy. So it could be music, it could be painting, or it could be drawing, going traveling. You just want to kind of fling open the door to more opportunity. Maybe your health has kind of set you back a little bit, or maybe even your anxiety and worrying too much about getting things wrong, or worrying that something isn't as perfect as it should be, or worrying about people's opinion of you, all that kind of stuff. You don't need to worry about that. All you need to worry about is letting that cork pop, and worrying about, not even worrying, because that just means you suffer twice. You just have to make sure that you feel confident enough. And I do think that you're going to get some return on your efforts here, and you may go, oh, cool. So maybe I am good enough, and that's what you need. Definitely something that you need when it comes to that. And then we have the Tower. Oops. These cards are very slippery. So the Tower, it often comes as maybe a little bit of a surprise to people. But as I'm looking at this, I see that maybe from this explosion here, if I can get this one, from this explosion here, you've learned a lot. And even the same cat is in the image. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can have the cork popped, but maybe don't go overboard. I mean, she looks very, very pleased with herself in this card. And she looks like, oh yeah, well, you know, I've done this and I've done that. And the fact that you have brought something down, maybe somebody down a peg or two in confidence, or somebody that thought they were all that has now had to kind of eat humble pie. Basically, I think that you could get overzealous in this enough to burn down some bridges that you may need in the future. I think you're right in telling people what you think of them. You're definitely right. And I actually don't think this is as bad a card, because she has a little bit of minxy happiness, you know? She has a little bit of, hey, look what I just did. You thought you could build a tower better than me? Look what I've just done. I've brought you back down to earth. And I do think that there is a transition here where you go from, whoa, I can do that, that's my power, to feeling that power, using that power, and embracing that. This is all to do with the eclipses that we've had. This is the Leo energy still coming around us. And I think that when you have brought down the whole thing to base level again, you're probably going to be able to build it up, or maybe piece things together in new ways. So it could be a job that you're really not happy with the way they do things. You say what you need to, and they go, oh crikey, and it just all comes down. And so you can start from scratch. It could be that you decide to leave. I hope it's not, because so many of my Virgo friends have started a new job recently. But it could be that you start to, decide to leave. It could also be that you no longer wish to speak to certain people, or something that you thought was very reliable and relaxed and you're getting better at something, could be a relationship or something, has to be redone, has to go from the start again. So that's something that maybe you could look at. The Knight of Cups here, though, does show you're on the right track. It does show that you still have the actions within you to act with love. You act with charm and emotion, and you very much put yourself into a very romantic, idealistic state. So you could think, well, I've done this now, I've dragged everything down to start again, but I have the energy, I have the optimism, I have this, wonderful potential future. And that's a brilliant way to think. But there is a shark underneath. So maybe just kind of keep that energy up, if you can, that vibration up. Don't slip into negative thinking, because as soon as you look down to where people wait for you to fail, unfortunately, everybody's waiting for other people to fail. You cannot escape it. Even people who live their best, honest, spiritual life will attract shadow people who come through and say, I don't want them to do this, I don't want them to do that. So don't worry about this one. Don't worry about the shark underneath. Go forwards with your love and your energy and your hope and optimism, because I do think that that is what's going to allow you to rebuild in such a more positive way. You don't have to be in such a rigid thinking. You don't have to be in such how to put it, oh, I must get this job, so I need to do this. You don't have to do that. You just have to be more freeform and just let hope carry you. Obviously hard work, as we got here and here, but I do think that there's more positives coming through. I mean, the Six of Cups, it's very much about growth. It's very much about your, probably a little bit of innocence, actually, as far as I can see here. You wanted to make things grow. You're finding beauty in nature. You're learning from people. You're having things passed down to you. Even whether you're 25 or whether you're 50, you've still got naivety about some things. It could be that you look at people and go, they're fine. They don't need anything. They're nice. That could be something that you need to refine a little bit. Or, I think some of you, okay, they're saying some of you are still sort of down on yourself. Some of you are quite slumpy shouldered and not very happy about certain things. So I do think that this is kind of something that you need to refine a little bit more. Yeah, there's something good coming through with that one. I feel this is about maybe taking things that you learned from when you were younger and finding the joy in that again. It could be these two are still connected. So you could, for instance, have the Ace of Wands connected with the Six of Cups that are coming through to you and saying, hey, maybe we need this. Maybe we need to go back to how we were before. Maybe we need to enjoy life a little bit more and find the simpler things, even if it's just starting a window box, and watching the little bees have flowers. Maybe it's just something like that. But either way, the star is wanting to help you. So the star is all about spirit, guidance, angels, people who have crossed over, whoever you want to see in this, basically. And she comes through with energy from top to bottom. Now this, to me, because it's a witchcraft deck, and it is Everyday Witchcraft by Deborah Blake, she's saying, like, it's kind of like my spells that I do. May the energy take, or the prayers go to those above, so that an answer may be received down below. So whatever you send upwards is going to have an answer down here, and you need to have that balance. You need to, you will get what you ask for, but be careful what you ask for. So, for instance, if you say, I want a better job, I want better money, you'll probably get a job for better money, but be prepared to work for it, and be prepared that that place may not be the best place for you. So it's kind of like that. And I want somebody who I really, really love. Okay, well, you may find somebody that you really, really love, but when you get into a relationship with them, they may not really, really love you. So review what this is nostalgia as well, so review what you've asked the universe to give you this month. It's your birthday. You're going to blow out a candle, if it's your birthday. So if you do that, if you make a wish, be careful. Have a clear idea of what it is, not just blah, 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 because the result may vary, So I think that that's something that you may need to go through. I'm not saying you need a list for your birthday candles. And sometimes it's better if you let the universe do what it needs. But I think that you just have to be a little bit careful with your limitations and also the generalizations that you may put out to the universe. That's just a little bit of something that I think is coming through. Oh, and here we are. Oh yeah, so we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Emperor here. So the Knight of Pentacles is all about motion, and again, I think this is more to do with being efficient and routine oriented and just kind of making progress. It almost feels as though he's ready to launch himself. He's ready to get himself into something where he can really achieve, and he feels as though he is offering something. So it could be an earth sign person coming into your life with an opportunity. It could be a sibling or something like that who's an earth sign coming in to help with something or give you an idea or support. But it just feels as though this person is quite a promising person, somebody younger than you, I would say, who's going to be a very strong influence for the whole of September. I mean, for some of you, it could even be the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, to me, represents a very strong earthy Capricorn / Taurus. And even he's got the world in his little orb there. So I feel that this is quite a strong person. Could be a father figure, it could be an educator, somebody in charge. So you get the opportunity and then you're led to this person. This person seems to be quite a strong figure. Somebody asked if these were runes. No, I believe it's constellations. I'm not too sure. I haven't got the book with me, but I believe it's constellations. And he's here to teach you some lessons. I do think it could be also be a mediator. And for some of you, it could represent a strong love interest coming in. Now, it feels as though, even though, okay, for some of you, it's going to be a youth or a younger person, or same age, who has a very deep maturity about them, or somebody who's mature by about maybe 10 years, who's got a really strong youth about them. It will be either one of those if it's romantic for you. I do feel as though you are going to have to need to be grounded this month, and very much sort of, I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you're going to meet a male. It's just whoever it is a very strong person who has either a maturity about them and is young, or is slightly older than you and is actually free-spirited. So it could go either way. The main thing, though, is to not be too defensive. Don't be too defensive of yourself, You may be trying to fight for yourself. You may feel like people are watching you too much. Somebody's going to catch you when you fall, and it may not be the person that you imagine. Yeah, somebody's definitely going to be coming through to catch you when you fall. But also, I think that sometimes if you are defensive, it's with good reason. It's because not, oh, my emotions or my hormones or anything like that. Screw that. If you feel like your back's prickling, and if you feel like somebody's doing something icky, and you get a bit defensive, that's with good reason. You trust your instincts. Always trust your instincts, especially this month, Virgo. Let's have a little bit of a rune. Where are my runes? Okay, there we are. I'm going to do a little bit of a rune for your birthday. Let's see. As always, I choose these with my eyes closed. So, oop, just felt one tap my finger. Here are you. Ooh, you're my Naz. Okay, so this is the self. This is all about awareness, being very, I think, just woken, basically. I think also there's something about this human race and social order here. For me, I would say that you're probably examining yourself a bit too hard, and you could be a little bit out of balance in some ways. You need to get that structure. Also, I do think that you need to maybe just focus more on yourself this month. Focus on whatever you want to do. If you want to have a nice party for your birthday, do it. If you want to do something different and maybe go a little bit bolder, do it. Nobody will mind. It's your birthday. So I think this is basically coming through for you here, saying that you will be self-aware, and you'll also have to be very strong in yourself, I think. You're growing up a little bit in various ways, Virgo. No matter what your age, you're learning, you're continuously striving to be the best possible Virgo you can be. And I think that this is going to be quite a positive turn of events for you, to be honest. But what have you got planned for this month? Are you travelling? What's going on? Are you recovering from something? Let me know. I always like to know and hear from you. Leave me a comment below. If you'd like a reading from me, just email lorientarot@gmail.com or contact on the website link, which is below, or it should be on the eye in the sky there. And yeah, just feel free to shoot me a line. Tell me what's going on. And thank you as well for commenting and liking and sharing. It really does mean the world to me. But I wish you all the very best of luck for September. Take care of yourself, and I wish you a very, very pleasant month.